Preparing to live stream on the other account.
Are you recording?
Oh, snap. Oh, God. What is this? It's closed all my windows.
It says live on my end.
Hold on. It is. Actually, it is. It is live. Do you see that live? Do you see the like button? Okay, guys. So yes, we had some difficulties, but it seems like it all worked out. So welcome to the show. We are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube channel. I would like to say to you guys all, welcome to the No Excuses Show, episode number 33. It's really a second part of the episode, How to Be a Badass, because we met Eliana Veras a few months ago, and she was in the beginning of her pregnancy stage. Yes, so welcome to the show, Eliana. Welcome. And I just wanted to quickly invite you and tell you a little bit about the show. So No Excuses, ladies, is for all of you out there who would like to become a badass in real life and who has been making so many and too many excuses, so you are feeling unsuccessful and unhappy in your life. So join us weekly on this show. And again, welcome, Eliana, right here on the show. Super excited for having you here after having all these difficulties joining live on YouTube. So we had to switch the channel, guys, from my private channel to this one, but we have a second channel, Physique and White, and this is what we're broadcasting right now. So welcome to the show. So Eliana, how have you been? Tell us a little bit about how you are feeling and how is everything with you?
Well, first, thank you for having me. And those of you that saw part one of all this, you probably think it's a completely different person. It's me, just very different in many aspects. But I am doing good. I'm doing well. I am feeling good in some senses, better than others, but I'm still going. I'm still rolling.
Okay, so fantastic. So good to hear. And tell us, how many weeks do you have left in your pregnancy?
Well, this Friday I will be 37 weeks. So hopefully just a few more weeks left, and fingers crossed that it's not a few more weeks, that it's sooner than a few more weeks, and I will be done with this.
That's right. And we are at that stage. We are at that stage that you want to be over, and I totally get it. So thank you guys. I see you guys joining on other platforms. We are on Physique and White YouTube channel, but why I invited Eliana, if you have not seen her posting the Instagram stories, I just want to let you guys know that she's been going all out. She's been going hard for all these 9 months, posting her workouts videos, really being a leader and I would say a role model to continue living a healthy lifestyle and continue the workout. So yes, you still exercise. So can you tell us a little bit like how your regimen looks like compared to when you started? Because when you joined us a few months ago, there was a different story. We're doing everything, right? But now with advanced pregnancy, how does your regimen look like?
Well, I still schedule my workouts around the same time that I've always scheduled them, even before pregnancy. I've kind of still kept my schedule, my structure, my routine with that. Now, when it comes to actually working out, there has been tons and tons of things that I no longer can do. So I have had to adapt, overcome, get it out of my head, let it go, and tell myself, you know what? You're going to do this for now, and you will eventually come back to what you used to do. But it's been a lot of modifications. I still try to push really hard and do the best and give the best I possibly can, obviously, in every exercise that I do. But being out of breath now is a really big thing. Not being able to do much with my core, not being able to be completely flat and doing exercise like a chest press on a flat, and have to be on an incline now. So there's been a few changes overall with when it comes to exercising, and even the mindset of exercising, because before it was, okay, I'm going to go into a workout, I'm going to kill it, I'm going to give it 100%, and it's going to be great. And now it's, I am going into a workout, I'm going to give it 100%, but I need to be aware of my condition.
Yes, and that's true, because obviously, yes, at stage of pregnant 9 months, you can't compare someone to first or second month. But again, that's what she even mentioned, being regimented, really having on a schedule. So I'm sure that there are days like that you will get up and you feel tired and you feel maybe you just don't feel like, what do you do then when you have days like we all have sometimes days like this? So what do you do? I mean, you carry a child. It's not just you, it's like the second person that you carry inside of your belly. So how do you deal with that?
Well, yes, there is plenty of days that I don't want to do anything. That if you didn't see my video today on Instagram, I was completely barefoot. Nothing fits my feet. I feel like it's like you can't even bend your toes, your fingers. It's just a weird, I don't even know what to call it. And when I have moments like this,
But she's working out with bare feet, so imagine.
Yeah, so barefoot, I have to do what I have to do. But when I have moments,
overcome totally.
Yes, when I have moments like this, I'm gonna tell you, there becomes two little. It's like the angel and the devil, as they say. And I'll have the angel, let's just say my right shoulder, telling me, you know what, you can do it. Yes, go push. You know why you're doing this. And then I have the bad guy, which is very easy to listen to and say, no, you know what, forget about it. Don't do anything. And at that moment, it's either, okay, do I go and break down? Because I could just break down into tears and be like, you know what? No, I don't even feel like doing anything today, and just feel miserable. Or should I listen to the good guy and say, you know what? You know why you're doing this. And especially now more than ever, I am carrying a human, like you said, inside of me that I've decided to create and eventually bring to this world. Meaning, why would I now, out of all times, slack and not try to be a role model starting now?
Absolutely. So awesome said, right, guys? You see this, make sure that you're tagging someone that maybe is pregnant and wants to get some good advice. And overall, because obviously we know we both are coaches. Eliana is the coach. She's been training clients. She's been training herself. But we know what a positive aspect has exercises on us, right? It improves the blood circulation and speeds up the metabolism. It's pretty much better blood flow and overall feeling great, right? So do you feel on days when you exercise that you feel, maybe if it's hard in the beginning, but after, when you finish, do you feel better compared to the days that maybe you skip the exercises?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel accomplished. I feel that I did not quit. And although it could have been a challenge, although it was hard, although maybe I didn't even want to do it, I did it, and I stand with pride with it, because I could have easily just gone the other way.
Yes, so true. So I saw your video today a little bit. You were using the resistance band, and you were like going back and forth. I show a little bit of that video. But have you been modifying in a way, like you said, you've been modifying, but have you been like skipping any kind of jumps or skips or hops, or you still continue doing them?
No, I have skipped some. So I will still do squat jumps when I feel good. Because
when you feel good.
There is days that I feel more pressure than others, and
yes.
I have to, and as much as I would want to do it, I have to listen to my body.
Absolutely.
No more of me doing frog jumps forward and back. It's just the movement. It just feels like my child is just gonna come out. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's things of that.
Okay, but she's still doing it. When I was pregnant with Tyson, I remember that I was doing squats, but I was not doing the jump squat. But again, everybody feels different, so we just want to underline this: that always check with your healthcare provider or the nurse. Obviously, always check before starting the exercise program during pregnancy. Obviously, Eliana was already training and working out, and this was easier. But just we want to underline overall the positive mindset, how it's so crucial being pregnant, especially because obviously we gain the weight, and that's what we're going to lead into. And especially when you were so fit before, and then out of nowhere, the child is growing. You have only certain control as long as you work out, as long as you eat healthy. That's certain control. But then overall, I always say to pregnant women, you don't have full control over how much weight you gain, how big your belly will be. And when I was pregnant with both of my kids, as much as I was trying to keep the schedule and doing the workout and trying to live and have a healthy life, that uncontrollable part when the stomach started growing, people were asking me, are you having twins? And I said no. So with this said, what has been your biggest struggle? Like, what was it? What is it? Share with us.
My biggest struggle has been, I could say my biggest struggle has been everything. When it comes to my body image, when it comes to how I feel about my body image, just overall my daily life, how it just has changed. It has all been a struggle.
Okay, and yes, but so yeah, the weight gain. So tell us a little bit, not necessarily about the weight gain, but do you feel like you sometimes, worry about after the pregnancy, can I get back into the shape? Do you have like moments, oh my God, yes, yes, of course, I have this child they already love, but I just don't want to be in this stage anymore. It's just uncomfortable, right? So do you have those moments? And
I have those moments almost every day.
Okay, and I just wanted to underline something, guys, that especially for people that have been fit, this is, I think, a common thing, because we were talking about with Eliana how me and her had these comparisons done to ourselves when we were saying, okay, one side, like she said, the devil and the angel, one side, it tells you, you have to understand your condition right now, that you are pregnant and there is nothing that you can do, and you have to deal with this for a few months, but yet on the back of your head is like, okay, I want to do these workouts, I want to feel better, I want to look better, but you can't. And then the comparison. But let me tell you guys, it's so good to have this. It's so good, especially at the end of the pregnancy. There you are, ready. I'm ready for this child, because this will propel you. That comparison, that you want to go back to this previous weight, that you want to go back to these exercises, that you want to go back to your full routine. This will propel you for beginning of your weight loss journey after the child, because again, we wanted to talk to all these ladies out there that forgotten how to lose the weight, go back to their previous shape, or even look better than ever. You can always look better than ever. I mean, you didn't get there yet, but you will see this journey. And from my perspective, from my experience, I can tell you all that you can look better than ever after having two kids. Don't take the excuse that it's your age, that now you had two kids. Most women just really do this, and I see this all the time with clients, with people that joined Peak in the past. We know this, right? You remember this, when women would say all these excuses that after the kids, you busy, you have to take care of the kids. There is always a way to find the time and to put it on your schedule to do this workout and eat healthy. And that's when coaching comes in place, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So
it's funny, because before I even got pregnant, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate, when you think about yourself being pregnant, you might think like, oh, I'm going to be the sexiest pregnant woman. I'm going to feel so good. I'm going to be in high heels. This is what I used to say before I was ever pregnant. I was going to be in high heels every day, and it was just going to be great, and I'm going to wear this and that. And let me tell you, you will not know what the heck you're going to be until you're in the situation, actually living through it. And at first, if you see a part one out of my pregnancy here with Eva, at first I would say, I would compare myself to other people online. And
I remember that.
Yes, and I'll be like, oh my God, look at this pregnant girl. Like, she's so fit, she's so this. And I was driving myself crazy. And then it was like, okay, you know what? I'm only gonna gain 20 pounds. Like, if I had some magical control, I'm only want to gain 20 pounds. I better not gain more than that. And slowly it was like, okay, it was coming on and coming on and coming on. And I'm like, shit, like fuck, like what am I gonna do? Like, this is like, I was literally going crazy. And I'm gonna tell you, if you were already living a healthy lifestyle and then feeling and seeing all these changes, your mind will play so many games on you. Like, I'm going to tell you, there was points, and I'm still working on it because I can't say that it's been perfect because this is not over yet, where I would hate passing by a mirror. I would not mind staying home and just being in the dark. I don't want nobody calling me through camera. Like, I did that one. I was like, I don't want to see you through camera. My mom would be like, oh, let's go to your uncle's house. I'm like, yeah, when it gets darker, because you just kind of want to hide. You kind of become this whole different person, at least in your own eyes, that you don't want anybody to see, because now what are people going to think? Did this girl just lose control and like stop putting the spoon down? And it's not that. It's just what your body needs to do to create your baby. And it takes a lot to accept that, to actually mentally absorb it and tell yourself, you know what? It's not only about you, it's also about the baby. And as much as I would just have liked 20 pounds, guess what? I have no control over it. Now, what I do know I have control over is my mind. And although it's not easy to always go and be like, you know what, today I'm going to be positive and jolly and everything's going to be great, because it does not happen like that.
Yeah.
It's having to work with yourself, having to tell yourself, asking yourself, like, all the important questions that you have for yourself personally that will actually help you come out of them.
Yes, and when you said that the mind plays games with you, it's so well said, because on one side you see yourself, as we mentioned before, okay, I'm eating healthy, I'm exercising, and then I see this weight is creeping up. And let me tell you guys, when in my first pregnancy, when I went to the doctor, after the first month, it was 12 pounds weight gain in the first month. The doctor said to me, if you're gonna continue like this, you're gonna be over 200 pounds. She said this to me. It was very painful, it was very poignant, it was very direct. And I was really not liking this stage, because it just, the water starts just going inside of me, and I couldn't stop. And I was exercising and eating healthy, and this thing it did not want to stop. And my husband is like, yeah, you gained a decent amount of weight in the first month, like, from each direction. And as Eliana said, you know, you have to have a way of come out of this thing. And I would say, look, just do what you can throughout this time. Be active, and think that once this journey is over, the baby is out there, you will have 100% of capability once you are cleared by the doctor to start doing your regimen, because this is just a temporary stage. And that's what we will talk to you in a second, that just getting out of that pregnant mindset, because we've seen it, me and Eliana have seen it all over, that women keep the pregnant mindset even 20 years after pregnancy. They still think like they're pregnant because they carry that weight. So we got to get it out of it and snap out of it and just take control of our lives. But as you mentioned, you train yourself, you train your clients. And if you could tell us, like, how do you generate your energy? Because I know that you have sometimes clients very early in the morning. And why we say this, guys, again, it's for women out there who are pregnant and who have trouble maybe getting up in the morning and finding that purpose and that reason. So tell us, how do you generate your energy in the morning, not only for yourself, but, you know, you're carrying the child, and for your clients, because you need to show up and perform.
Yes. So I have not once have hit the snooze button since I've been pregnant. Have I wanted to? Oh yes. There's days that I would maybe get only 2 hours of sleep. Acid reflux are killing me. I'm sleeping with 4 pillows, literally sitting up, and the alarm goes off. And I'm like, gosh, it's
Four
another pillow,
pillows.
4 pillows. And I'm like, okay, I need to do this. And what comes to my mind is that purpose. And I know that I was brought here for a reason. And maybe you watching this, you don't really know what your purpose is, or maybe you're confused, but if you really go and you do some self-reflection and really go deep, you will figure out your actual reason to be here. And for me, I feel that I have the need to go and serve, to go and help others, so if I go and I cancel on my client that I promised that I was going to be there, that I was going to hold her accountable, that I was actually going to get her there, and now I'm canceling on her, what is that saying about me? What am I actually, where am I going to get her? And that's just not something that I would do. So even from the beginning, I told my clients, I said, look, I said, I'm going to try to push until the very end of my pregnancy to be there for you, because I'm here to help you. And not only that, but like I said in the beginning, if I go and I start slacking off, it's almost like a domino effect. If I go and knock down one domino, the next domino goes, the next domino goes, then guess what? Then I just become this lazy person in bed that doesn't want to do anything, completely forgets about my purpose, my mission, and just loses herself, now has a new human in life, and just thinks life is miserable and it should end.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. I hope you guys getting really, really good stuff out of this, because yeah, the domino effect, so well said. Not hitting the snooze button right early from the morning, and just once the feet hit the floor, generating the energy for the purpose and the reason you have in your life. Who can you serve? Because it always comes down to it. Service. When we serve others, we feel better. When we don't serve others, we have no purpose, no reason. And can be different service, right? You start by training, but can be literally as serving and helping others. I don't know, even your kids, if you have them, making them a breakfast or taking them somewhere, it's a service. So whatever the service is for you, you will figure it out, because it's the no excuses. We're talking about no excuses mindset. So yeah, go ahead.
The biggest part of it all is I'm trying to go and help other people, and at the end of the day, I'm not willing to become a better person myself. It's not gonna work. It's not all gonna come together. So if I go and I could just hit the snooze button and quit and whatever, but now I'm not only feeling on them, the person I'm feeling on the most is myself.
Yes, and also now think about it. The day then you feel unaccomplished, you feel tired, you feel drained. You it's hard. You start feeling miserable and unhappy, and that's why a lot of people, when I talk to my clients, when I coach them, I found this often, that there is no purpose and then congruency in their life, and that's what's missing. When you find this, you're gonna feel much better. And when you go to sleep, you're gonna look at your day and say, wow, I accomplished so much, I helped so many people. It gives you almost a reason to get up earlier in the morning and do other things. Trust me on this. This is an amazing, life-changing pattern when you start doing this. So going back to your clients, and can you tell us do you have any funny stories from training? Obviously things happen, and we're getting bigger in this pregnancy stage. And when you're training, especially, guys, this is physical. Think about it. This is not sitting at the desk answering phone calls. This is actually trying to show someone an exercise. And if you don't know the training that we do, this is all functional movement, functionalist training. Eliana has some equipment at home, but we're talking about movement in space, when you're going down on the floor, getting up, doing all kinds of crazy things. And here she comes with this big belly and trying to show to her client. So any funny stories?
Yeah, well, in the beginning, as you guys don't recall, I almost passed out in front of my clients. Now it's to the point where stretching is like, I can't do a quad stretch. So I'm like, okay, like I'll make that time. Like now you have to like actually grab your foot and like actually hold it for a few seconds, but I can't do it. So
but you cannot do this.
So I have to, like, there's times like I'll get like a chair and like try to put pressure on the chair with my foot to try to reach my foot. But even like that, it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. Yes, and I can only imagine this how it works. It's pretty funny. Do any of your clients laugh or making jokes or something?
Are you okay? Are you gonna be like, I'm fine?
I remember, guys, when I was pregnant. Yeah, well, with Tyson, that was a moment that I was training my client, and I went down on the floor trying to show her a sit out. If you don't know what sit out is, just check it out. It's a crazy plank position when you put your leg through. So I went down on the floor, and imagine this huge stomach trying to get off the floor. I got stuck. And I literally was in a position, I couldn't turn. I grabbed my stomach. I was trying to go on to the other side. And Steve was training someone else at this time. And you said, he gave me a hand to lift me up to off the floor because I couldn't even roll. I couldn't roll. I got stuck literally with that stomach. And he whispers to me, you are done. You are not training anymore. At least you're not showing these exercises. So I could only really talk to advanced clients because the new clients, they were absolutely not being able to show anything. And it was pretty funny doing everything. Hold the plank position and the stomach is right here. Hold the plank position and do a knee tuck. And the knee tuck just goes like this, right? It doesn't go anywhere because it cannot go anywhere. There is no room there. So it's pretty funny. So then the client tries to repeat it, but he's like, what knee tuck? She only lifts their leg like this, right? So and then at the end, I remember doing also the squats in the group sessions, and it was literally 2 weeks before I was due, and they all out of nowhere start saying, no, don't squat, you're gonna give birth in here, because kind of I went low and I wasn't even sure if I'm gonna go down on the floor or I would come up. So it was funny. So I totally get it how it is. It's pretty funny stories. Yeah. So yeah, having a pregnant training, pretty good. But look, all this energy, she keeps on going. Amazing. So like during this really 9 months, you have taken on new clients. You've been training. And you also have moved, and you know, it's such a move, renovate the house. So it's not only that. So how on earth did you manage all of this? How did you do it all?
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting project, especially being pregnant, because you want to be Wonder Woman, you want to do it all, and it's not the case. So everything got done. I had to learn lots and lots of patience. I've had to learn to, you know what, I don't need to, and it's good. Like there's like so many lessons within this whole, you know, pregnancy thing that I could write a book. But for the majority of it all, the renovations, everything, I had to sit back, and yes, I could go and I could say what I want or whatever, but I couldn't really do it. So I had to put trust into others in order to make it happen. And even with that, like, it was just like, oh my goodness, like, is it going to be okay? It's going to be right. Like, what's going to happen? And it's just have patience, be quiet, and just let it happen. Everything will eventually come together and it'll be smooth. And now I moved this to my house and I feel great, and everything is exactly where it should be.
Awesome. But tell us, like, you know, the excellence, the resilience, the commitment, and the really hardcore mindset. Do you think it was something that during your life you almost like absorbed from life, or was more just happened during time right now, when this whole like energy that you have to keep on going, where this all came? Was it because you were in such a good shape before and you lost the weight and you trained at peak, then you became a leader at peak physique and you were coaching others? Where this whole thing, you can say that you found this in you, because a lot of people can't.
Yeah. So I believe for me, it really started about 5 years ago, which is really when I started to take care more of my health, go into the whole healthy lifestyle, go not so much into activities physically, but self-development and really training myself physically, mentally, emotionally is what has gotten here. But if you would, if this would not be me, like years ago, I would have been that person that just would have given up. I would have been that person that would have fallen into deep depression and just would have been like, okay, you know what? I'm huge and this is not going to come off. And I'm going to tell you, yes, I have moments now, and you mentioned it earlier, where I'm like, oh my God, I've gained this amount of weight. Like, is this going to come off? And I do have those thoughts come into my head. But today I have the power to stop them and change them, and know that I will have the power to go back to where I felt comfortable. Because what ends up happening is people gain the weight and they're uncomfortable. Right now, I'm uncomfortable, okay? And then they don't want to do the work, so they slowly start getting comfortable being in this uncomfortable stage. And I refuse to do that. So the old me would have stayed with all this large clothes that I have in my closet, because guess what? I'm never going to go back into fitting into my clothes. The person I am today and who I have developed throughout the past 5 years on, I will not. And I'm telling you, now when I think about it, and this is something that I was talking to you before, when I was like, you know what, I don't even think I want to do any of these lives. Me gaining all this weight, me going through this experience, I think everything happens for a reason. And for me right now, it's a better way to connect with other people that tell me, you know what, I am out of breath. I can't tie my freaking shoes. I don't feel good. Like, I could say that I know what that feels like now, and maybe have better ways to help that person and coach them. Now, could it be different? The person was never pregnant. I was. Absolutely. There's always going to be differences. But yes, I feel that all of this, it has become a bigger challenge just for a bigger outcome for me.
Yes. So you're saying that if you would have met the old you today from 5-6 years ago, that your pregnancy would have been different. That's what you said, right? That would be totally different. So going down to the bottom and to the core of it, meaning that self-development, self-care, proper mindset, self-motivation can be found within every person. Is that correct?
Yes.
Because as you said, you did that work. And guys, so I guess Aliana is trying to, sorry guys, we keep on losing my phone. We keep on losing my phone here. This is pretty funny. It doesn't want to stay, but we're going to have the real live here on YouTube. But this phone is keep on dropping on us. But what Eliana is trying to tell us is that self-development, self-care, reading books, self-education, developing yourself is the key to overcome these troubles, these dark sides, these almost like a second you that it's in every single one. Like, we all have doubts and fears, but a lot of people don't know how to deal with that because they don't have the tools, because they don't work on developing these tools or learning them. But this is all a learnable skill, because you've had this. So you're saying that years ago you've never done that work for yourself. that would have been totally different. So what we could say to everybody today, I mean, not only people that are pregnant, people out there, what's the message today?
I would like to tell everyone that regardless in what stage you are in, you could be pregnant, you could be overweight, you could be, anorexic, whatever stage it is that you're in, always try to find ways to love yourself. And when I say that, I don't say just, your physique or anything, just mentally, emotionally, like I said, physically, try to love yourself. And now, no, that doesn't mean that because I love myself, I'm going to say I'm perfect. No, because now I'm going to tell you what I've been doing now. I go through pictures on my phone when I was at my best, right? And I'm like, wow, like, damn. But the sad part is that when I go back and I look at these pictures and now today, I'm like, wow, damn, like I want to go back like today. At that moment, I didn't appreciate it. And yes, we could want more, we could do more work, absolutely. But don't be so hard on yourself. And don't allow other people's negativity to stay so attached to you that it makes you stop. And if you guys, I have shared before as well, throughout my pregnancy, I've had people tell me, oh my God, you're like a freaking hippopotamus. And I've gotten nasty messages about my weight gain and everything. And yes, as a human, yes, it hurts. But again, at the end, you have control of your mind. You have control of your decisions. And it's only up to you. And look, if you can't do it by yourself, that's totally okay. If you're like, yeah, you know what? I keep trying and I just keep going into this hole. That's why there's coaches. That's why there's mentors. That's why there's people out there to help you. You don't have to do it alone. So get the help. And again, love yourself. And regardless of whatever stage you're in, love yourself, because yes, you can always get better. But later on, you're going to start seeing all the small changes, all the small steps that you took, and you should be proud of it.
And what I also got out of this, that every stage, it should be appreciative. The gratitude that we miss daily of where we are right now, right? Because as you said, you look at these pictures, you wanted to go back, but you never really truly look and say, wow, I've done such a work to become. It cost so much dedication and commitment and the resilience and strict to get where you were on this picture that only you know. But maybe at that moment you didn't really appreciate fully how far you have gone, but now looking back, you are. So enjoying the single moment too, right? And being present where you are, and you can get wherever you want to go. It's just, it requires time, it requires commitment, it requires some challenge, and requires accountability, I would say, because having accountability partner, like a coach, like someone that will guide you, lead you, but also challenge you, it will give you amazing results. So from the life coach point of view, I can tell you this with 100% assurance that that's what happens. And it's not about me giving you the actually or you giving somebody else the actual exactly answer. It's through leading you. You develop certain things on your own, right? So oh my God, amazing. So we wanted to wish you a very safe delivery, obviously happy delivery. Now, I don't know if it can be happy delivery, but safe delivery without complications, and so you can feel good. And soon you'll be posting all the baby pictures on Instagram and getting back to your regular routine without modifications. So this was awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Great talk. It was great to have you, and great to see you. And you brought a lot of good stuff, not only for pregnant women, for anybody out there. So thank you again, Aliana, for joining us. Now, guys, just to clarify this, because obviously we live on YouTube channel, things happened. The other YouTube channel did not want to connect us. Thank God that we have the second YouTube and we went live here. This video will be found on both YouTube channels. You can view them. And of course, I want to invite you all to see this and to subscribe and to look at it and make comments and share and tag people. Anyway, thank you so much.
There's one last thing. Thank you for everything. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for continuing to support me throughout my journey. But one thing else that I wanted to say as the taking away from here is, remember, you don't have control over everything, but there is a lot that you do have control. And as you guys see, I come a long way. There has been lots of obstacles. There has been lots of challenges for me, but if you do follow me, you don't follow me, go on to my Instagram and you will see that I will continue this and that I will make sure to go back. And if you want to send me a message, you can send Eva a message on if you need help on any of this to make it happen for yourself as well.
Yes, yes. So send us a message. I'm going to attach the link for coaching calls, free 20 minutes of the coaching call to establish your goals. So let's do this, guys. Thank you, Eliana.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.